Everyone believed Dame Judi Dench was untouchable, Britain's shining treasure. She could command Shakespeare, silence a theater, and disarm an audience with a single glance. But that image wasn't the whole story. At 91, she revealed something no one expected. Some of the people she worked with didn't just challenge her, they humiliated her, sidelined her, and even took what should have been hers. Once you hear who crossed that line, you'll never watch their performances together the same way again. Number 1. Harvey Weinstein, the producer who tried to steal her authority. If you ranked the people Judi Dench quietly couldn't stand, Harvey Weinstein would be at the top. During an awards season in the early 2000s, Weinstein controlled her campaign and spoke to her as if she couldn't think for herself. The talking points didn't sound like her. They emphasized fragility and age rather than craft and authority. Dench asked why, seeking to understand who was shaping her image. In a private meeting, she suggested a change. Weinstein leaned back and said, "Judi, leave the thinking to us. You just show up." Dench quietly replied, "I've been thinking for myself my entire career." That was it. No argument, no shouting. She ended the meeting and walked out. From that day on, she limited contact, declined projects tied to him, and set strict boundaries. What shocked insiders? A man known for retaliation never pushed back. Years later, when Weinstein's abuses became public, Dench expressed disbelief, but privately she had already seen the truth. He tried to take her authority, and she never let him do it twice. Number 2. Daniel Day-Lewis, the co-star who pretended she didn't exist. This one surprises many, because on paper, this pairing should have been perfect. Day-Lewis, no scandal, no shouting, no public fallout. And yet Dench never just walked away from him. She shut the door and never looked back. From their first days on set, Day-Lewis stayed sealed inside his method. He didn't greet her in the morning. He didn't acknowledge her between takes. Crew members noticed conversations stopping when he entered, his pacing alone, his avoidance of eye contact unless the camera rolled. At first, people brushed it off as dedication. Dench didn't. It became unmistakable during prep for a key scene. She approached him, script in hand, wanting to discuss pacing and emotional nuance. Instead of responding, Day-Lewis never looked at her. He never said her name. Dench calmly said, "Daniel, I'm speaking to you, not the character." He didn't respond. Later that day, she tried again, suggesting they run the scene before filming. He refused. "Truth can only exist inside the take," he said. From that moment, communication froze. Dench waited between setups, script pressed to her chest, hands folded, while Day-Lewis remained unreachable. Years later, she described it simply, "I find it difficult when people refuse to acknowledge you as a human being." Precise, clear. She never attacked him publicly, praised his talent, but privately, she made a firm decision. She would never work with him again. Number 3. Kenneth Branagh, the protege who publicly corrected the master. British theater circles have long wondered, when did Branagh stop listening to Judi Dench? Their relationship started with admiration. Branagh revered her rhythm, command, and discipline. Dench respected his ambition and energy. They were the bridge between generations. But that changed during rehearsals for one of Branagh's Shakespeare projects in the early 1990s. Dench arrived prepared, lines meticulously broken down, offering her interpretation. Branagh stopped her in front of the cast, dismissed her approach, and implied it was outdated. The room went silent. Dench wasn't offended by disagreement. She thrived on debate. What stunned her was being corrected publicly by someone who once sought her approval. From then on, rehearsals grew tense. Decisions came faster, with less discussion. Dench pushed back quietly, tightening her precision rather than raising her voice. After the project, no angry interviews, no public feud. She simply stepped away. Future collaborations never happened. When asked about Branagh, her answers became short, careful, stripped of warmth. Civil, but distant. For Dench, this wasn't ego. It was respect withdrawn in front of witnesses. Once that line was crossed, she never stepped back into the room. Number 4. Maggie Smith, the sentence that killed a friendship. For years, Dench and Maggie Smith were seen as two queens of the British stage, sharing respect and understanding the unspoken rules of rehearsal rooms. They joked in public, defended each other in interviews, and were booked together, appearing inseparable. But during rehearsals for a major West End production in the late 1980s, the illusion shattered. Under pressure and juggling relentless commitments, Smith snapped during a run-through, saying in front of the cast, "If you want to direct the play, Judi, just say so." Dench didn't respond, but the room instantly felt colder. Her precision was seen as interference, not professionalism. From that day on-stage performances stayed flawless, but off-stage warmth vanished. Smith leaned into sharp humor. Dench withdrew into calm restraint. Conversations shortened, eye contact faded, and when the production ended, Dench politely left without speaking to Smith again. Later interviews showed her respect remained, but the friendship was gone. For Dench, it was a painful betrayal from someone who should have known better. Number 5. Steve Coogan, the joke that ended all respect. The last name on Dench's list came from a space meant to be light and collaborative: Steve Coogan. Their pairing began well, balancing her precision with his speed and improvisation. But the tone shifted during an early table read. When Dench asked about the emotional meaning of a line, Coogan cut in with a joke. "The audience isn't writing a thesis, Judi." The room laughed. Dench didn't. From that moment, rehearsals felt uneven. Coogan improvised freely, while Dench stuck to her precise preparation. Her notes were brushed off with humor, and she slowly withdrew, watching rather than pushing for changes. The breaking point came when Coogan suggested trimming one of her monologues, saying it needed more charm, less lecture. Dench closed her folder, met his eyes, and said nothing. The conversation ended there. After the project, she avoided discussing him. Interviews brought up his name, but her responses were brief, neutral, and without warmth. They never collaborated again. For Dench, this wasn't about ego, it was about respect. Once that respect was dismissed, the door closed, and it stayed closed. These weren't loud feuds or public meltdowns. They were quiet moments that changed everything. Once respect was gone, Judi Dench never let it back in. Were these lines truly unforgivable, or would you have handled it differently? Share your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more stories behind the people Dame Judi Dench truly couldn't stand.